So in Schedule 1, we have covered an automated bungalow for OG Kush. We've also done an automated barn for meth. Now we're going to do an automated docks warehouse in order to automate the process for coke. And I'm going to say this is going to be really expensive. It's 6 figures. I mean, the warehouse on its own is 50 grand, and you need to be really far into the game. But if we jump into the docks warehouse, we've got our workers out here, which we'll go through towards the end. And then we have the setup. And again, a massive shout out to ConCon. I'm going to leave his video linked in the description. Again, it's just the cleanest looking setup that I could find. So what we're going to start with is if we go upstairs, we have all of the beds for the staff. So we've got 4 out here, 3 in here, and 3 out here. And then we have a bed that is over here, so we don't ever need to go upstairs unless we're refilling the cash in the briefcases. And then what you want to do is either side of the doors, you can put the large storage racks. They're pretty much for whatever you want to use them for. And then in this one is going to be the recipe. Oh, like obviously, if you know the recipe off by heart, you can change the rack and put whatever you want in there. This rack here, if you just go like kind of line it up with the bottom of the staircases, this is going to be for the end product. So this is where all of your bricks are going to go. And then behind this rack, we are going to have, bang in the middle, we're going to have 8 large storage racks. And this is for the ingredients to do the mix. This mix is going to give you cocaine that's worth $735. So you're going to have the racks, and then directly in front of them, you're going to have each of the mixing stations. So there's 8 altogether. And the way it's going to work is it's going to be ingredient number 1 here, then 2, 3, 4, then round here for 5, 6, 7, then finishing off with 8. And then what we're going to do is underneath the staircases, we're going to have ingredients 1, 2, 3, 4. And I've put them like that so that the handlers are going to have to go from here to the first one, from here to the second one. Because normally I would do ingredients 1, 2, 3, 4. But I thought it makes it easier if we mirror them sort of thing. Then over on the other side, you've got ingredients 5, 6, 7, and 8. And it's exactly the same thing. Then what you're going to do is this is going to be your packaging area. So we've got baggies and everything. We've got the packaging station for if you want to unpack your bricks and put them into baggies to sell it yourself. So what you do is in the packaging station, you click this and it goes to unpackage. And then you can unpackage the brick and then package it into baggies. And then you've got the brick press to make the main product. And then here, keeping central, we're going to put a trash can. You're going to have 2 lab ovens, then you're going to have 2 cauldrons. And behind these, under the stairs, we are going to have 2 storage racks for gasoline, just so that you can refill the cauldrons with it. And then there's going to be loads of coca seeds, just so that you've got enough stock and everything. And then over here next to the bed, we've got 3 large storage racks for whatever you want to put on them. They're, again, just for like personal use if you want them to be. And then if we go to the back where the main operation is going to begin, if we go here, like you start like pretty much either side of this green panel, and we're going to have 8 moisture preserving pots, and then all of these suspension racks and all of the, I've got the full spectrum grow lights so that everything grows 30% faster. And then next to the second one here, and the second one here, we're going to have a trash can. And then you're going to mirror the moisture preserving pots on this side. But against the wall, we're going to have storage racks. And what you want to put in these is you want 30 fertilizer, 20 extra long life soil, and 30 coca seeds. So that you have an equal amount of coca seeds and fertilizer. And the reason for using fertilizer in this setup is because it increases the quality of your plants, and the people, like, because your end game with your customers, they want a minimum of like high quality stuff. So you need to improve the quality of your strains. And then over here, we're going to have extra product in storage racks. So soil, fertilizer, seeds, and then mirror it on this side, soil, fertilizer, seeds. And that is everything set up. That's all of the equipment you're going to need. Again, it's going to be really, really expensive. But then heading outside, we have 10 employees. And the order we've got is we've got 1 cleaner, we've got 2 botanists, we then have 3 chemists and 4 handlers. And make sure you assign them all beds. I've done all that step already. And then with the cleaner, what we're going to do is we are going to get out our management board, manage the cleaner, assign the trash cans, and then we only have 3 of them. So it's coming in here, assigning this one, coming round to here, assigning that one, and then assigning that one as well. So you'll see the radius of where they're going to clean. But we'll press enter, we'll assign those trash cans, and then on to the next staff member. So now what we're going to have to do is assign the 2 botanists. So if I select one of them, supplies, what we're going to do is we're going to be mirroring this. But I can just show you with one. But supplies is going to be this very first storage rack. So if we select that as supplies, then the pots and the drying racks, we are going to do 4 on this row and then 4 opposite. So if we go shift, click, and we do those 4, turn around, and we do these 4, that is going to be that botanist setup. And then what we're going to go do is we are going to mirror it with the second one. So with botanist number 2, we are again going to select the outer storage rack. And then we're going to go 4 on this side and 4 on the other side. Then we press enter to finish it. And that is that done. But now what we're going to have to do is the 8 pots on this side are going to come to this cauldron. And then the same for the other side. So if we select 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we also go 1, 2, 3, 4. We go to manage the 8 pots. We go seed. Make sure it's coca seed. Additive. Put in your fertilizer. Destination, we're going to click on the cauldron. That's that side set up. And then if we right click to cancel. And then what we're going to do is go 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn around and go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to manage. We're going to go seed, coca seed, additive, fertilizer, destination, this cauldron here. And that is your botanists and the pots and everything fully set up. So next up, we are going to deal with the 3 chemists. If we grab our first one, we're going to have 4 stations. What we're going to do is we are going to go with 1, 3, go around to the other side, go 5 and 7 with the mixing stations. And we're going to press enter to assign those. And then we get chemist number 2. And we're going to do the other mixing stations. So we're going to go 2, 4. Then we're going to come round to the other side, go 6, then 8. Then press enter, and that's those finalized. And the reason we're going 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8 is so that we don't have one chemist doing like 2 mixing stations next to each other in the cycle. So they're not just going to, like, we're not going to have one just standing around waiting doing nothing. And then with the 3rd and final chemist, assign the 4 stations. We're going to come in, we're going to go cauldron 1, lab oven 2, cauldron 2. And that is going to be their 4 stations. And now we need to get it set up so that we've done the chemist, we've done the botanist, we've done the cleaner. We need to get the stuff actually moving. So what we're going to do is manage the cauldron, set the destination to this lab oven. Then press escape, do this cauldron, manage it, destination, lab oven. And then we're going to shift click. So we are going to select both the lab ovens. We're going to manage, destination, and we're going to do it to the motor oil mixing station. So mixing station number 1. And then we're going to link all of these up. So we go into manage this. If I just deselect, we go manage, destination, and then we're just going to follow it around. So do the destination, click on the next one, press escape, manage, destination. And we're going to do this all the way around. So go into number 5 here. And then managing, doing the destination. To number 6. And then we go to number 7. And then destination to number 8. And then this one has a destination of the brick press. And then the brick press has a destination of the storage rack where all of our bricks are going to be housed. So select that, and that is all of that stuff set up. So you'll see the arrows in between each of the mixing stations. And then you'll see the final one goes over to the brick press. That goes to the storage rack. And then you've got the cauldrons, to the lab ovens to that very first mixing station. And now we move on to the 4 handlers. So for the very first handler, we are going to just do 5 routes, no stations. And this first one is going to do these 4 mixing stations. So if we grab from the shelf behind and we go to this mixing station, then we go for the second one and we go to the mixing station. Then the same with number 3, so this is paracetamol, into there. Then the 4th one is going to be the gas, into that one. And then the 5th one is going to be grabbing gasoline from over here and putting it into this cauldron right here. And that's your first handler done. So now we move on to number 2. So with handler number 2, we're going to do the same thing again, but on the other side of the warehouse. So we're going to go from, and if we jump up here, we're going to go from this storage rack into this mixing station. Then with the batteries, and then with the horse stuff into that one. Then the mega beans into the final one. And then we're going to do the same thing again, but we're going to reach from the second storage rack. And we're going to bring that over to this cauldron here. So that is 2 out of the 4 handlers set up. And let's move on to the 3rd and penultimate. So if we grab the 3rd and penultimate handler, we're going to have just 5 routes again. And we're going to do these 4 ingredients. So if we go motor oil, we're going to bring it over to this shelf here. Then we're going to do the second one. So with the Coke, we're going to do that to there. Then the 3rd one, we are going to grab paracetamol and put it into here. Then the 4th one, we're going to grab the gasoline and pop it into there. Then with the 5th and final route, we're going to come from the second storage rack here, which is the spare one, and put it into the main one, just so that we've got that extra product. We don't need to restock as often. And then what we're going to do with the 4th and final handler is we are going to mirror that on the other side. So the only difference with the final handler is if we go and assign the routes quickly. So we go Coke, and we drop that off in the Coke rack. Then we go with the next one, and we put it onto this, so that's batteries. Then we go with the horse stuff, and put it into the horse stuff. Then we go with the mega beans, and put the mega beans on there. Then again, we're going to go from the inside rack on the right, and bring it to the right. But this time we're going to assign a station, and that station is going to be the brick press, so that is being handled as well. And that is everything you need to do to get the place set up. So what we're going to do now is put the management clipboard away. We are going to fill up all of their briefcases. We're going to sleep, and I'll see you guys in the morning. So it's now the morning, and you can see the handlers are in doing their jobs and stuff. We've got the cleaner going in. And at the moment, the chemists have nothing to do because the botanists need to set everything up. So I'm going to skip ahead until some of our plants are grown. So the first lot of plants have grown, and these take forever to grow. But now what happens is the botanist is going to put them into the cauldron. So if we use it, you'll see that we've got some coca leaves in there. And now what's going to happen is your chemist will come in when you've got a full stack of coca leaves. They're going to start off the cauldron. And just to prevent any issues with the chemists, make sure that you've made the strain yourself first. And you'll see now that they put the cauldron on, we've got just under 6 hours until that's done. So I'm going to sleep through to the next day. And you'll see the other cauldron's been put on, so that one's going to be cooking. And now the lab oven is being used. So if we wait for that stuff to be put in, then that's going to go on for 6 hours. And you'll see we've got literally a couple of seconds left until that's done. So what I'm going to do is just stand up here. We will wait for the chemist to come in. So they're going to deal with the cauldron first because that stuff was ready to go. So place that on there, turn that lab oven on. Or they're not even going to do that. They're going to deal with this stuff first. So take that out and then smash all of that stuff up. You're going to see that we've got our very first cocaine lumps. Then when all of the other tasks are dealt with, the chemist should take that cocaine over to the mixing stations. So they're coming over now. They are going to grab the stuff and it's going to go into the first mixing station. Then you'll see in a moment another chemist from outside starts walking in. They're going to deal with the mixing process. So we've got 10 lumps being processed, like it's being all mixed. And we're going to go around this mixing station, like all the way to the end of the cycle. And then when it finally reaches the end of the cycle, what we are going to do at the end of the process, we are going to wait for that to completely finish and wait for the chemist to come over to it, because we've now got our expensive strain there. And then, I mean, like, everything starts off really slow with this, but it will eventually catch up, so you'll have multiple lots being done at the same time. So you'll see it now goes over to the brick press, and then when it's there, off of that final mixing station, so we've got another lot being worked on here. We've got some round... Wait, no. Oh, yeah, no, there's some here in mixing station 2. So there's, like, constantly a few different loads being worked on. And then we should have, because we've got 10... I mean, unless they wait for that to be full, so we might have to wait for this one to reach the end as well. Yeah, so because there's only 10, a brick goes into 20. They were waiting until there were 20. For some reason, there's 40 in there now. I mean, unless there was a big bunch that came over? I'm not entirely sure. We've got mixing station 3 is on. There's our brick press dude. This mixing station's being worked on. But basically, what's going to happen now is after it's gone through all the mixing stations, comes over to the brick press, what happens is your handler is going to turn it into a brick. And then if we wait until that's done, finish up that process. I don't know if Ronald's going to work on the second one. I'm guessing so, because it's taking a long time. Yeah, so that's gone down again. Now these pots are empty. What happens is, you'll see there's nothing in the product anymore. Ronald is going to go and place everything on here. So you'll see that we now have 2 Aspen cheese bricks, and a brick will unpackage into 20 lumps. So that is 40 lots of cocaine there. Each one's suggested price is $735. But people will be willing to pay, like, say you set the price to $900, some people are going to offer you over $1,000 each one. So that is basically 40 grand that's been made just there, which is over time, not even that much time, it's going to pay for the whole operation. And that is the best automated setup for the docks warehouse in Schedule 1. And again, a massive shout out to ConCon for the video. The link to his is going to be in the description. And we are going to leave that video there. Let me know your thoughts and stuff about the setup in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope it helped you out.